Hello everybody and welcome back to another Tier List Wednesday. I'm the Goldman, and today we will be ranking 135 different Star Wars scenes. I was just looking up a bunch of tier lists that say Star Wars scenes, and this one had the most, and it seems to not have many repeated scenes. I could be wrong, but let's get into this anyway. Yep, I'm just going to put them in S through F tier. I don't think any are going to be in F tier, but I could be wrong, and this video is definitely going to take me a minute to complete. Alright, so let's begin with, I believe this is Han Solo and Luke on the Death Star. See, I don't know if this counts as the whole Death Star sequence of them rescuing Leia, or just that one scene where they're kind of chilling on the, like, that little control room when they find out that Leia is on the Death Star. It's a neat scene, I guess. It's fun, shows a lot about the characters. I'll put it in B tier. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of scenes here. There's 135 scenes, so I can't spend too much time on each one because in this video it would be an hour long. So I'm gonna try my best to give my thoughts in like less than a minute. Up next, we got Anakin and Padme on Tatooine. I actually really like this whole sequence. I don't know if this includes Shmi's actual death. So I'm gonna put it in B tier as well. I think it's a good scene. Up next, we got the Millennium Falcon chase scene escape from The Empire Strikes Back. This has some of the most iconic Star Wars music ever. I love it. Dun 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 dun. I love it. Great. Up next, we got. Oh, here we go. This answers my previous question. The prison cell escape where they rescue Leia. This is a good scene. It's a pretty good scene. I'm gonna put it in B tier though. Oh, by the way, usually when I do these tier lists, I kind of rank them, like the ones that are the most left on the tier. That means I like it more. So it's like more left on the tier, the higher rank it is. I'm not going to do that here. There's way too many scenes for me to cover. Up next, we got the Pasaana fight in The Rise of Skywalker. I wasn't a big fan of the whole Pasaana sequence. I think it was the worst aspect of The Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to put it in C tier. I don't hate it, but I don't think it was good. Up next, we got Dooku versus Yoda. I hate this lightsaber fight so much. D tier. I think seeing Yoda fight that way is just strange. Not a fan. Up next, we got Luke versus Kylo in The Last Jedi. I think I'm going to put this in A tier. I love this fight a lot. You guys know me. I'm a Last Jedi fan. I love the ending of this movie. I don't think it's quite S tier, though. Almost. I would not put it in S tier. Up next, we got the whole trash compactor scene. This kind of just goes back. I think I'm going to put all the whole Death Star sequence on A New Hope in B. It's really well done, but I'm not the biggest, like... When I think of A tier, those are scenes I really like. And then S tier is like I can rewatch over and over again. So I'm going to put that there. Up next, we got Obi-Wan. I think it's Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's and Jar Jar saving the Queen and the rest of the Nabooians. Nabooians? Nabooians. I'll put it in C tier. It's fine, I guess. Up next, we got the opening sequence of Revenge of the Sith, the Battle of Coruscant. This is actually kind of a hot take. The whole opening first act of Revenge of the Sith is actually my favorite part of that movie. I'm going to put it in A tier. I really like the opening battle on Coruscant. Up next, we got Finn versus Phasma. I can do without it. I'll put it in C tier, though. I don't hate it, but I'm not a big fan. Up next, we got Anakin confronting Palpatine when Palpatine reveals himself to be a Sith Lord. It's a pretty good scene. I'll put it in B tier, though. Up next, we got Finn rescuing Poe. I actually like the sequence because it shows like it's like their bond. I thought it was really well written. Just the acting was great. I'm gonna put that in B tier as well. Up next, we got Padme's ruminations. I just made a video on this like last week. Really, really good scene. Not S tier, but I'm putting it in A tier. I love the scene, you know, where Anakin and Padme are just staring across Coruscant at each other. Great scene, A tier. Up next, we got Luke staring out at the twin sunsets. This is an S tier moment. It just encapsulates everything about that movie. I love it. It's all about adventure. One of my favorite scenes in Star Wars. Up next, we got them, I think it's the Endor escape, where they infiltrate the shield generator on Endor. It's alright. I'm gonna put it in B. I think you're gonna see a lot of things in B tier. B tier is like, it's good, but I don't really love it. C tier is like, yeah, I'm not a big fan. D tier is bad, and we'll see if anything gets to F tier. Up next, we got the Millennium Falcon chase scene from The Force Awakens. I actually really like this sequence. I think it's a really underrated action set piece from any of the Star Wars movies. Do I want to put it in A tier? Yeah, I really like this scene. I'll put it in A tier. Actually, no, I can't put it in A tier. Like, some of these... No, I'm going to move this up to S tier, I'm sorry. Like, I just realized that I love the Luke and Kylo scene way more than anything in A tier. So, yeah, I'm going to put it in S tier. Sorry, don't get too triggered. Up next, we got, I believe it's just the ending of The Force Awakens. I think it was a well-done scene. It establishes the cliffhanger relatively well. Now, if you want to say The Last Jedi didn't execute that, that's another thing, but I think it did a good job. I'm going to put it in B tier. So we got 2 rows now in B tier. I wish I could make the logos smaller so there's more room. But anyway, actually, I'm going to try zooming out. Can I zoom out here? There we go. I zoomed out. I'll keep it like this for now. Up next, we got the Battle of Hoth. The Battle of Hoth is fantastic. I'll put it in A tier. A tier is really good. It's a great battle. It's a great battle. Up next, we got the escape pod escape in the beginning of A New Hope. It's a fine scene. I'll put it in B. I think for me, this is how this tier list is going to go. S means I really love. A means I really like. B is like, it's a fine scene. No strong opinion. C tier is like, yeah, it's not that great. And D tier is really bad. Then F tier means it just shouldn't belong in a Star Wars movie. Up next, we got the Takodana fight. Yeah, this goes in F tier. It was a neat fight, nothing special. Up next, we got the sail barge fight from Return of the Jedi. And this is honestly kind of B tier for me too. I'm not the biggest fan of that sequence in Return of the Jedi, but it's good. It's good, nothing too powerful or nothing too rage-inducing from it. Up next, we got, I believe it's just the ending of Return of the Jedi. The ending of Return of the Jedi is pretty good. I'll put it in A tier. I don't know if this means simply just the ghosts or the whole ending with like Vader's funeral and then the little celebration. I'm going to count everything, so I'm going to put it in A tier. Up next, we got a vision of Padme dying. I think the visions of Padme dying are just weird and a little bit contrived, to be honest. I'm going to put it in C tier. Up next, we got Anakin and Padme's romance on Naboo. It's really bad. I'm sorry, but it's just really poorly done. Up next, we got the chase scene in the beginning of Attack of the Clones. I don't like this chase scene. I can't put my finger on why, though. I just don't think there's a lot of good tension in it. That's just kind of me. Up next, we got the Battle of Crate. I assume this means the whole battle. Do I want to put in... it's a good battle. I wouldn't say it's a great battle. I'm going to put it in B tier as well. I don't think, for me, it's on the scale of like the Battle of Hoth or the Battle of Coruscant, but it's a good battle. Up next, we got the Battle of Geonosis. I'm not a fan of the Battle of Geonosis. For me, it's C tier. You're going to see a lot of Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones stuff in C tier, so get prepared for that. Up next, we got the Assault on the Death Star. That is A tier easily. One of the most revolutionary set pieces in all of cinema. Up next, we got Vader talking to the bounty hunters. I guess I'll put that in B tier. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is only the 9 Skywalker Saga movies, so there's no Rogue One or Solo. I have no clue what this is. Is this the Cantina? I think this is the Cantina. Yeah, the Mos Eisley Cantina. B tier. It's a good scene. No strong attachments to it. Canto Bite. We all know Canto Bite's pretty bad. I'll put it in C tier. I don't think it's awful. Like, people say it's like the worst scene in Star Wars. I strongly disagree. I don't think it's good at all, but I don't think it's awful. Yeah, I'll put it in... do I want to put it in D tier? I really do. I think I'll put it in D tier. Canto Bite really does halt the pacing of the movie pretty bad. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but it's definitely not good. Up next, we got the finale of A New Hope. It was a good finale. I'll put it in B tier. No strong feelings. Up next, we got Arriving on Cloud City. B tier. A lot of these are kind of like insignificant moments. Like the opening of The Empire Strikes Back, like just the probe droid, B tier. The Battle of Kashyyyk, B tier. The Rancor fight, I think is relatively well done. I'm still going to put it in B tier. Again, you guys know this. Most of these things are probably going to end up in B tier. Then we got the invasion of Naboo in the beginning. Yeah, B tier. I think it's... I'm a little bit more nostalgic for the Trade Federation when it comes to the Phantom Menace, just because I wanted those toys so badly when I was younger. So, yeah, I'm going to put that in B tier. Up next, we got the Darth Plagueis opera scene. That's an easy A. That's an easy A. Great scene. Great scene. Up next, we got Palpatine's like official rise to power. I'm mixed because it kind of doesn't really make any sense, but I think it's a well done moment. I'll put it in B tier as well. That was a relatively good scene. Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Dooku. I like this fight more than most people do, but I still think I'm gonna put it in B tier. It was a fine fight. Dooku talking to Obi-Wan. This fight is weird. Oh, it's not a fight, sorry, but I'm gonna put it in C tier. I just remember it seemed off. I can't put my finger on why, and I probably could explain in depth more later on, but I'm gonna save it in B tier or C tier. Mace Windu and company versus Palpatine. It's a good fight. I don't think it's great. I'll put it in B tier. The TIE fighter attack from A New Hope. This is a good scene. I'll put it in A tier. I love it. I love it. Oh, I hate this scene. Ooh, you know what? I'll be honest. This is when Obi-Wan finds out Anakin turned to the dark side. I might put it in F tier. I don't know if that's like a hot take, but I don't think it's the acting because we all know Ewan McGregor's a great actor. But let me fix my mic real quick. Sorry. When Obi-Wan finds out that Anakin turns to the dark side, I hate that scene. I think it is so poorly directed where Obi-Wan's just like, it can't be. It can't be. I can't watch anymore. I hate that scene. I hate it so much. So yeah, F tier. Up next, we got the death of Han Solo. This is an easy A tier. I don't think it's S tier, but it's an easy A tier. Up next, we got the ending of The Empire Strikes Back. That's a B tier. The Qui-Gon versus Maul fight in on Tatooine. It was quick, like nothing much happened. I'll put it in B tier. Then we got the lightsaber fight between Rey and Kylo in The Force Awakens. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think it's a good fight, but I don't think I like it as much as these moments. I don't even know. Is this just them escaping Tatooine? B tier. This is when the Bespin police kind of take back Bespin. I'll just put it in B tier. You know what? I'm putting the lightsaber fight in A tier. Sorry, it would be on the lower end of A tier, but I enjoy this fight, so I'm putting the Force Awakens lightsaber fight in A tier. Up next, we got this is Obi-Wan versus Jango Fett. Not a big fan. Yeah, I could do without it. I'm gonna put it in C tier. This is when Finn and Han are on Starkiller base. No strong feelings. I'll put it in B tier. The Death Star exploding in Return of the Jedi. I think the whole space battle in Return of the Jedi is fantastic, so I'm going to put it in A tier. The Pisana sequence in The Rise of Skywalker, I'm going to put that again in C tier. Rey's introduction, I think, is criminally underrated. That's an A tier for me. I think Rey's introduction and kind of the whole first act of The Force Awakens is brilliant filmmaking. So for me, that's A tier. Oh, the Senate scene in The Phantom Menace, that's an F tier. I hate that scene. I think it completely kills the pacing. I think it is leagues worse than the Canto Bight stuff in The Last Jedi. Now, you may argue that the Senate debates in The Phantom Menace set up the politics of the galaxy, but I think you could have done completely without it. We got the Geonosian fight sequence. I'll put it in C tier. I don't really like it. I believe this is the droid factory scene. I'll put it in C tier. No, I'm just going to put it in D tier. I really don't like the scene. Sorry. The ending of Attack of the Clones. B tier. It's well done, but no strong emotions to it. We got Han or Ben Solo's redemption. That's an easy A tier for me. I just scrolled up a little too high. Yeah, we got how much do I have? I don't know how much progress I made. I think I made decent progress. Han's return in The Force Awakens. It's a good scene. I would put it at the higher end of B tier, but still probably B tier. Up next, we got I'm gonna say the Battle of Endor, like the space battle. Again, it's a great space battle. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Up next, we got the Holdo maneuver. Oh, this is gonna be a hot take. I'm gonna put it in A tier. You may call me a loser. Yes, it technically doesn't make sense with a lot of the other stuff in the canon, but from a narrative perspective, just having 3 storylines at once, Poe's storyline, Finn's storyline, and Rey's storyline all all come together in one moment and all be infected by that. And the filmmaking is beautiful. I think it is a well-directed, a well-written scene. Oh, I should say great. I think it's a wonderfully written scene. It's just it doesn't really make sense with the canon. I can forgive stuff like that, but Up next, we got Luke talking to Vader in Return of the Jedi. I'm a sucker for anything Luke Vader in Return of the Jedi, so I'm going to put that in A tier, because I really like that stuff. Up next, we got the Camino stuff in Attack of the Clones. B tier. The opening of Return of the Jedi. B tier. The Praetorian Guard fight. That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. I'm such a Last Jedi shill. I'll put it in A tier. I believe this is the beginning of Attack of the Clones. You know, I really don't like the beginning of Attack of the Clones. Just like the little explosion on the Padme ship. I'm not a fan. Yoda training younglings. B tier. Oh, the Grievous lightsaber fight. D tier. I absolutely hate the Grievous lightsaber fight in Revenge of the Sith. I hate it. I have no clue what this is. Oh, is this Kijimi? Kijimi's B tier. Don't really care for it. Luke training Rey. I thought it was a nice scene. I'm still gonna put it in B tier. It would probably be towards the upper end of B tier. You know, I should probably change a few of these, but too late now. Rey's the cave, the mirror cave. Yeah, that's a B tier for me. Leia's Mary Poppins scene. I understand what Rian Johnson was going for, but it was just poorly done. That's a D tier for me. I'm sorry. It's a D tier. I cringe when I watch it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Luke versus Vader on Dagobah. B tier. I believe this is just like stuff on Yavin 4. I couldn't care less. B tier. The opening of The Rise of Skywalker. I think it's actually a decent fight. I'll put it in B tier. Luke. Actually, I'm going to put this. This is Obi-Wan and Luke talking about the Force and stuff. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it's a really well done scene. Kind of establishing what the Force is. The arriving on Takodana. That is B tier. Vader versus Luke in The Empire Strikes Back. Easy S tier. Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi. We got 2 S tiers in a row. So these are the only S tiers right now. But yeah, it's a great scene. Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi is my favorite lightsaber fight. So yeah. The Battle of Naboo. I'm not a hater of it. I'm gonna put it in B tier. The ending of The Phantom Menace. B tier. The stuff on Endor. B tier. What's the name of this city? Orta Gunga. Really well done, but the scene is not the greatest. I'll put it in B tier. Palpatine's death. You know what really sucks? I just think Palpatine's actual death, even though I think thematically it's a great moment for Rey, I think it was anticlimactic in the way it was filmed. I'm gonna put that in C tier. I think they should have done more with that, but whatever. Padme and Captain Panaka storming the Theed Palace. B tier. I believe this is the Jedi Council scene in The Phantom Menace. D tier. Now this is probably a hot take. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul. For me, that's B tier. I don't care for the fight. It looks cool. It's fun. Yeah. The pod race. B tier. Obi-Wan escaping from Jango Fett. That's B tier. The opening of The Phantom Menace. That's B tier. Stuff on Takodana. I like the set piece, but B tier. The Endor chase scene. I haven't seen Return of the Jedi in a while. I'm just realizing this. I'll put it in B tier. The ending of Revenge of the Sith. I think the ending of Revenge of the Sith is very well done. I'll put it in A tier. The Rey and Kylo kind of versus Palpatine. Doesn't last long. B tier. I think it's a nice moment, but nothing special. The ending of The Rise of Skywalker with Rey Skywalker. I like the scene more than most, but I don't really hate it. B tier for me. The plan to attack Endor. I'll put it in B tier. Anakin saying goodbye to his mom. I think this is actually a really well done moment. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it's a really well done moment. Rey and Finn running away on Jakku. I mean, I like the Millennium Falcon part, so I guess the stuff right before it, I'll put in B tier or whatever. Oh yeah, look, this webpage is using significant energy. No one cares. Yoda teaching Luke. Is there like an actual scene? Okay, the actual scene is down here. So this one's gonna go in B tier. Anakin's mom's death. That's an easy A tier for me. Easy A tier for me. Them talking in Shmi's home with young Anakin. B tier. The space battle at the end. Yeah, I'm gonna put the space battle at the end of the Phantom Menace in C tier. I hate it. I hate when Anakin's like, he blows up the ship on accident. That's so stupid. The Battle of the Heroes fight, that's an easy A tier for me. It's a good scene. The opening of A New Hope, that is also A tier. One of the most memorable opening sequences in any movie ever. The opening of Return of the Jedi, B tier. The hallway scene in The Rise of Skywalker, B tier. The opening sequence in The Force Awakens, B tier. B tier. I think it was good. It wasn't great. The Fathier, like, escape from Canto Bight. That's C tier. I don't think it's, like, as bad as the other stuff in Canto Bight, but it's not good. Rey meeting Luke for the first time at the beginning of Last Jedi. You know, I'm actually going to put this in C tier. I think, I understand what they were going for with Depressed Luke, but I think throwing it over the shoulder was not the right way to do it. Oh, this is the cave stuff in The Last Jedi. That's B tier. The Kijimi fight. That's B tier. The Endor stuff in The Rise of Skywalker. B tier. I guess like an opening sequence. Oh, the opening training sequence with Rey in The Rise of Skywalker. B tier. The Rey vs. Kylo on the Death Star 2. B tier. You know, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but the destruction of Starkiller Base, I'm actually going to put in C tier. I really didn't like Starkiller Base, like at least the idea of it. I hate it, actually. But the whole movie is just really good, so it's only in C tier for me. The Battle of Exegol, at least the space battle, that goes in C tier. I think it was just not that, like, it was very anticlimactic, which is unfortunate. Luke meeting Obi-Wan. I mean, they've met before, technically, but their first interaction, B tier. As a scene, I like the Obi-Wan vs. Vader scene, but as a lightsaber fight, I don't, so I'm going to put it in B tier. Here we go. The opening of The Rise of Skywalker, B tier. The Battle of Dakar, that's B tier. The Canto Bight, the ending of Last Jedi, B tier. No strong emotions to that. Luke seeing Obi-Wan, B tier. Vader's death, we all know this. Best scene in Star Wars, without question. I'm actually going to put it in the front there. So, like, the Vader's death is the best scene in Star Wars. Everything else in S tier comes after that. And, yeah, great scene. Han gets captured in let's say Last Jedi, in Empire Strikes Back, B tier. Vader talks to Palpatine, B tier. Han gets frozen in carbonite, B tier. The space battle of The Force Awakens, that's C tier. I really don't like the space battle in The Force Awakens. Space battle. Palpatine, I was about to say Padme. Palpatine versus, is my mic popping? Yeah, it is. Palpatine versus Yoda. I'm not a huge lover of this scene. I'm going to put it in B tier. Luke talking to Yoda in The Last Jedi. That is an easy S tier. Best scene of the sequel trilogy, without a doubt. Yoda teaching Luke. That's also, I don't know if I'm putting this too high, but I think that's also an S tier moment. It perfectly describes what the Force is. I love it. Down to the last two. Yoda's death. Nothing special about Yoda's death. B tier. And then Order 66. I don't love Order 66 as much as most people do, so I will put it in B tier. All right, that is everything. So in F tier, we got the Obi-Wan finding out Anakin turned to the dark side and the whole Senate debate in Phantom Menace. In D tier, we got the Dooku versus Yoda fight, Anakin and Padme on Naboo, Canto Bight, the Droid Factory scene, the Grievous fight, and Leia Poppins. Got a few in C tier, not many. Most of this stuff, probably like more than half of these scenes are in B tier, because they're just fine to me. There's nothing special about them. We got a decent amount of very good scenes in A tier. And then in S tier, we got Yoda training Luke, Yoda talking to Luke, the lightsaber duel in The Empire Strikes Back, lightsaber duel in Return of the Jedi, Luke vs. Kylo in The Last Jedi, the Binary Suns in A New Hope, and then the best scene in Star Wars is the Vader's death in Return of the Jedi. So I believe that is my ranking, or my tier list, of 135 different scenes in all of Star Wars, or in the Skywalker saga, I should say. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this tier list. I did, it was kind of fun. So yeah, thank you guys. Don't forget to check out the Claude Squad, and I will see you guys next time.